Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's spring break, the perfect time for a little adventure, and you don't even have to leave home. Here to share his new book, we welcome the author of Close to Home, The Wonders of Nature Just Outside Your Door, biologist Thor Hanson. Thor, great to see you again.
Thank you, Helen. It's nice to be back on.
Tell our viewers where you are right now.
Well, I live out on San Juan Island in Washington State, and the internet connection at my home is very, very slow. So I come up to this beautiful hilltop nearby to connect with all of you via Zoom.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's talk about what inspired Close to Home.
Well, this is a book that honestly began with a thump. It's a thump we hate to hear, but it was the sound of a bird hitting the window.
Oh, yeah, we don't like that at all. No, I hear you.
Yeah, the sound of this bird hitting the window of a little shack that I use for a writing office in our backyard. And when I dashed out to see, here was this poor hermit thrush dead in the grass, and I felt terrible, but also embarrassed because I didn't know that hermit thrushes were living in my yard. And it's a very famous bird to biologists because it sings two notes at once and makes this beautiful haunting melody that has made it famous in literature. Walt Whitman and T.S. Eliot and all these other poets and authors have put these hermit thrushes in their stories because they're such beautiful singers. And that, invited the obvious question: if I'm a biologist and a writer and I didn't know this bird was in my yard, what else am I overlooking?
Oh, good point. But we get used to seeing certain animals or creatures in our yard, and sometimes we become desensitized to them, don't we?
We do. I think that we get used to it as sort of the background of our lives.
Right.
And forget to look closely. So the first thing that I really focused on when I started working on this book project and doing the research was trying to retrain my eyes to see more. And I did things like get down on my hands and knees and crawl around in the yard. I did things like, climbing trees to see what was up in the treetops, places that I'd never even looked in my own yard. All of these ways to try to knock myself out of that routine and really see what was going on.
So you watch what they're doing. You don't just, you're big on not just identifying what you see, but having a relationship with them.
Precisely. I have these binoculars here, and I will demonstrate to you. We call ourselves bird watchers, but typically what we do is we put the binoculars up right until we know what the bird is, and then down they come.
Yeah.
More like bird identification. And if we can remind ourselves to put the watching back in nature, it's when we start to see behaviors and we start to learn about what's actually happening, and it becomes even more exciting to see what's going on.
I think we need to feel more like or act more like children, where everything is like brand new. Did I lose you, Thor?
You're absolutely right. I tell people all the time that if you want to see more on a nature walk, don't take a field guide, take a child.
Yeah.
Kids see more than we do. They see more in part because they have yet to develop all the filters that we use to block out information when we go outside. Now, we block out information all the time, but we have to get through the day when we're bombarded by media and everything else in our lifestyles. But those filters will block out a warbler or a beautiful snail just as quickly as they'll block out someone's annoying ringtone. But kids have yet to develop all of those filters, so we can learn a lot.
I know that it's really important. We talk to psychologists all the time about the importance of nature for our mind. And you say nature is cheaper than therapy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And now we have all of this wonderful data showing us that it's good for us in many, many ways. There was a wonderful study done at a little hospital in Pennsylvania where they compared the recovery of patients from the same gallbladder surgery over 10 years, and only one difference separated their care. In one room, they were looking out at a grove of trees, and in the other room, they were looking across at a brick wall. And the people who could see the trees recovered and left the hospital more quickly. They required fewer painkillers. They called the nurses' station less frequently. less frequently, and they suffered fewer complications. Just the view of typical suburban trees led to faster healing. And we now have all sorts of data in other ways that being in nature, even the nature typical that we see close to home, it doesn't have to be overpowering old growth trees in a wilderness. It can just be the nature that we have around us every day that can improve our lives.
Absolutely. We want to tell our viewers again that the name of your book is Close to Home, The Wonders of Nature Just Outside Your Door. Thor Hanson, thank you again. It's great to see you.
Likewise, Helen. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.